Welcome to my channel once more. Igama lami kuzikhona, your lady Z. I just want to say, guys, thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you so much for subscribing, for liking my video, and for commenting. You guys also shared my videos. I want to say thank you so much. All right. Today's topic, guys, I just want to talk about my spiritual journey. I felt good to, before I can still talk about any other topic, I guess it's important you guys understand where I stand spiritually, so that when I talk about any topic, you guys know it's kind of influenced by my beliefs and also practically what I do when I come across those challenges. All right. So if ever you haven't subscribed, it's very easy. You press the red button, it's written subscribe. Many of my friends have been asking me, guys, I'm so disappointed. Like, how do you subscribe? And I'm like, okay, you just press the red button, it's written subscribe. Right here, it's getting ring. So you guys subscribe and then you become part of the family. All right. Without wasting any of your time, so today I want to talk about my spiritual journey. Okay, it's quite obvious. Okay, I guess it's obvious that I was never born saved. Like, I didn't believe in old Jesus and everything, but I grew up in a Christian family. So my family was Christians, they still are Christians. So I kind of knew Jesus and the Holy Spirit and God, but I didn't have much understanding. How does one work and all of that? Like, I didn't even need them much at that time, I thought. Like, because everything was like kind of provided, whatever that I needed, not whatever that I needed, like the basics. So the building of the relationship between me and God was not kind of much of something that I could say it was a need, if I can put it like that way. So fast forward how I got saved. There's part 1 and there's part 2. All right. So my part 1, I got saved. I was staying in Megacom. Megacom was like the first township that I think I knew of, whereby we had RDP houses. So I stayed there. It was like a ghetto, so I stayed there. I was still very young. I think I was doing grade, standard 2 or standard 3, somewhere there. So those grades got up, but I was doing standard 2 or standard 3. And then this is what happened. There was a tent, a revival tent that came, and there was keyboards. Okay. So I think I've mentioned in my introduction video that, okay, I wanted to be a DJ. So I was like, quite, as much as I did not understand what DJing means, or I think I now understand where the inspiration of DJ came. I was in this ghetto club whereby we guys were dancing, and the owner of that club, of the dancing club and the drama club, was a DJ. Oh, maybe. I'm just assuming. Maybe that's where the inspiration came from. So I like being a DJ. And then in the revival, guys, anyone who knows Intente, it's just vibes, it's just nje, yabo. And then I liked it and I attended, and then I got saved. I don't really think I got saved because it was like a personal thing. Like I had the word, and then the heart pierced my heart and whatnot, and then the Holy Spirit and all of those terminologies. I don't think any of that happened. I just liked the keyboard. And being hyperactive, as I told you in my introduction, that I was quite a very vibrant child and very vocal. I was in the forefront of everything. I remember very well, I was part of the Sunday school, and I was just in the leading of Sunday school. Whatever that was going to happen, I was always there in the front. And then, okay, I attended, I enjoyed everything. It was nice. And I guess, guys, one thing that kept me grounded there was the love they have. Those people were very loving, very caring. Like, we're kind of given attention, if I can put it that way. I got saved, cut the film, because now the revival had to go to another location, and then that location was quite very far. So I lost contact of everything, and that's where the mess began. I was doing great. Standard 4, that's grade 6, né? And when I started tasting alcohol, I'm not proud, but I was doing standard 4 when I started tasting that, and I was doing standard 5 when I started going out, not going out to the clubs, but if ever there was something in the township hall, like maybe there's a launch of this particular artist is launching their CDs, would go there with my friends at night, obviously, and then would spend almost half of the night and then in the areas. Exactly. So I did that, and I was just vibrant, man. I just didn't care. Like, guys, I literally didn't care if anyone says what. I tried to taste weed, and when I got caught on my first day, and I stopped there and there. I didn't continue. Then that was my life. I went to high school. Standard 5, my principal, who I actually was angry at her at that particular time, called my mom and she was like, no ways. Uzikona is going off track. Like, guys, teachers can see when we start behaving off the shnyan. So she called my mom and she was like, let's make arrangements, because I know you said you can't afford a boarding school for her, but let's make an arrangement. She comes, stays at my boarding school, because she had a boarding school, and then you pay the boarding fee like in quarters and quarters up until you finish it. They made a contract agreement how they're gonna pay. And then I was taken from the location to the boarding school. Oh my God. To prison. I could put it like, it felt like prison. So from total freedom of 100% freedom to 99% of you being held inside the boarding school. They need to know where you're going. You couldn't go. Like, there was just so much. And I was angry at her. It's only now, guys, that I'm older. I remember very well. I thank God she's now in the Lord, though. May her soul rest in peace. I thank God that I found an opportunity when I was quite older, and I think I was now in varsity when I look back and I realized she was a lifesaver. And then I thanked her that, you know what, honestly, I hated you with passion, because I felt you were just so against me. How come I'm enjoying life and then you decide to call my mom to bring me to your boarding school? She was beating people up like nobody's business. The punishment was severe. So we would get punished at school. My school had corporal punishment though. We would get punished at school for whatever that I did that was wrong, and still get punished in the boarding school. Guys, like, I was just angry at her. But now, guys, looking back, I'm like, that woman was literally a lifesaver. And I'm thankful. In fact, I'm grateful to God that she was part of my journey. Fast forward, I passed primary school. I now go to high school. High school, again, it's boarding school. And I also had day scholar friends. So my day scholar friends were quite very vibrant and hyperactive nyana. So they were involved in all clubbing and sort of things. And bear in mind, at this particular time, I haven't tasted clubbing as much as I attended community hall things, but not the actual club, whereby it's just like alcohol and partying. I've never been there. And so my friends who have been part of that, they will come on Monday after the weekend, they will tell us about what happened. But because I knew I couldn't go, I thought to myself, okay, you know what, just finish matric. And then after matric, you're going to go to varsity. Ziyasha. You're going to do everything you want at your pace, at your time. Okay? So I passed my matric. And when I passed my matric, I got varsity. I was admitted Wusu. Wusu is like the closest university from home. And then I thought to myself, it's not going to work. My mom is going to chaluza around town and she's going to chow me out and it's going to be a mess. I need to go where it's like quite far. So I applied. I also applied at NMMU. So NMMU is in PE. That's like approximately like 7-8 hours away from home. So I was accepted there and I got the raise as well. Okay, cancelled the raise. I was like, you know what, cut. I don't want the raise. Then I told my mothers, my mom, my parents that, you know, when I sound like a good child, I'm like, Mom, and you told me this erase, but because erase is quite very expensive, I thought, let me just look for a flat. No, that was not the intention. The intention, because I thought erase would be like a boarding school, whereby they're gonna be restricted hours of you going out and coming. I didn't want it to be monitored. I hope anyone gets this. Anyone who's been in my case, who's been in the boarding school, understand very well when I say I felt like I just wanted freedom. Got freedom. I got the flat and it was a single bedroom flat, so I stayed by myself. That's number one, point taken. So I was good. Everything was fine. And then I was now staying in Central. So I'm just making this clear for anyone that is in PE. I was now staying in Central. And then I went out on the day, like to go and look out where are the clubbing areas here, like where does things fall and happen. So someone told me that Parliament Street is the best street that I can go look for everything. So if ever you stay in PE, you would know very well that Parliament Street, the entire street, is full of restaurants and clubbing areas, like nightclubs and all of that. It's a vibe area. Yes, a buy. Central, not a buy all together, but just Central. Okay, so I go there during the day. I look out and I'm like, okay, I can see it's not even too far from my flat. Maybe it could be like a 10-minute walk. It's just not too far. 10 minutes or 5 minutes? 10 minutes, I could say. So it was good. It was convenient. So if I want to go there, I can go there by my foot. And if I'm tired, I can just go back home. So I made an arrangement of first cycling at school. Like I did all the cycling, bought all the textbook, understand the venues of where I attended. Like just made myself comfortable because it was a new city and it was just new life. Okay, fine. That happened with so much ease. I understood everything that happened. Then weekend came. The first weekend, I'm now going to talk about how God has been faithful in Blunam, guys, without me even knowing that God was that faithful. At this particular time, I don't have much relationship with God, but I do pray because prayer is something that we've been doing at home. It's part of who we are. So you do pray if ever you needed. I only prayed when I needed something, actually, to be honest. I don't remember myself talking to God for saying thank you. No, I don't remember myself saying that. I would just pray when it's tough and when I have to ask. That's all I knew. That's all I did. So it was on a Friday. Now it should have been February or late February, too much, when I have settled. So I now decide, okay, about this weekend, I prepared myself, I prepared the outfit. I'm just gonna go there by myself. And I didn't have alcohol much in my mind, but I wanted to see how it is like the vibing, the dancing of people that they could dance in the early hours, right around about 6, late in the afternoon till in the early hours of the morning. So I wanted to feel how that feels like. Sharp. That happened. So Friday, when I have to go, I just came back from school. I was just so tired. I just had so much anxiety. That was not even tiredness. That was like anxiety. I was tired. I was like, okay, let me sleep. I slept right through. Guys, that's just the miracle of God. Slept right through up until the following day. The following day, I still woke up. I think I woke up around about 12 during the midday. I was super tired. You know when you feel like your body has been doing something, like you've been working, but I haven't. So I told myself, because I knew Sunday, kaloku guys, Sunday is not the day, for doing things. So I postponed for the next weekend. I had a plan. This is what I'll be doing. It didn't happen. The next weekend, that was the third weekend now. Same feeling. Whenever it's Friday, I'll get so tired. So much anxiety. Saturday, same feeling. Then I decided, okay, you know what? Devil is a lie. I'm going to go to the club. I don't care what happens. I'll force. So I kept saying the next week. Then, I think it was during the week, I had a neighbor of mine. So the neighbor we came from, she was from Mthatha. So because we kind of come from the same side of a province, so we said we regarded ourselves as Umkhaya. So I called her Umkhaya, and she's also in the Lord though now. May her soul rest in peace, girl, because she was the turning point of my life. So what happened was that Uyosa was going out, and then when she was going out, she actually asked me because she wanted to pay rent. So our flat, this is the structure of our flat. We paid the rent to the caretaker, ne? And then that's where we paid our rent. So this is what happened. Uyosa was going out and the caretaker was not there. So she asked me, Uba, can I pay rent on her behalf? So she gave me her bank card, and the bank card was inside the ID. All right. So obviously I'm gonna be curious. I'm gonna look at the ID because I wanted to see how old is she, because I didn't even know what to call her. I just called her Umeza because I felt she's quite older than me. Only to find out that we are quite of the same age. We are just months apart from each other. Yeah, I was curious, but she does not look young. What could be the reason? She literally didn't look young. Okay, I told you. I asked questions. So she came back, and then when she came back to take the ID and the card, I asked her, can I ask you something? And she was like, yeah, sure. I'm like, is the ID number that is in the ID the correct one? And she was like, life. She told me how she was involved in drugs. I'm just trying to summarize. She told me how she got into a wrong crew and she was involved in drugs. She never studied the whole last year. Yep. And then the guy's forgery report, the academic results thing, they sent it to the family and she paused there, like obviously because it's a thing that is forged. So it's not real. They faked it. So she said that that's what happened. She went in and out of PE in Cape Town. She was just a petty animal, actually. And then she warned me that, Zikhona, I'm telling you the honest truth, be careful. Be careful. Like anything could happen to anyone. Yo, I was so scared. I was so scared. I'm just summarizing what she said because for confidentiality reasons. She said a lot of things that she did with the group of the people that she was part of. Guys, I was so scared. Like, I was so scared. That was the turning point for me. That was literally the turning point. I thought to myself, no, baby, you know what? Focus. Sissy, focus. And just a few months after that, after me thinking to myself, let me just focus now, I thought to myself, then what can I do? Let me rather look for a church. So I went out, like looked around for churches around. I went to many churches. They were quite very boring. They were very English, nyana. And guys, and I told you, I'm a rural girl. I'm a village girl. So I went into zobane nenchokolo nene yabo. Ibe ngathi yabo, ibe nesixuxuxwana. Uphithizele man yabo. That's what I wanted, and I couldn't find any up until there was this particular lady that we met at the park, and she told me that she is fellowshipping in this church, and it's quite what I say I want. That's when I started fellowshipping. I fellowshipped, and at that time I just wanted a place of destruction, literally a place of destruction. I enjoyed the church, but kengoku hey, abanxibi kahle abantu abaswenki abantu ecaweni. People, oqala was a student, ne? 2 guys, I didn't have skate mna. I only have 1 skirt and like 32 pants, short, long, tight, and J. That was my dress code. I was actually not into dresses and skirts. Like, I just didn't feel part of that package. So we went out, people, benganxibi kakuhle abantu ecaweni, and I was like, ndiyayithanda le cawe, I love it, but abe bahle abantu, uyabo. You felt ukuthi yane, if ever ufuna uba here, girl, pick up your things, nyalake, be a lady ngoku, because you are in a different environment. But I enjoyed the fellowship. I enjoyed the love they have. Guys, shout out to family, Cornerstone Family Assemblies of God. I still even go there when I'm in PE, actually, because the love they gave me, the support, manje, guys. But I was not saved yet. I was just still a member. This is how I got saved. Let me just pause this video and do part 2, because I don't want to make it too long. Already it's like 21 minutes, but to me I feel like I've talked 11 minutes. Yeah, that's how it feels when you're doing your passion. Yes, ne?